Work crews made final preparations in the Polish capital Warsaw for the arrival of U.S. President Donald Trump. He will be the guest of honor at the Three Seas Initiative Summit on July 6th and will meet with a dozen leaders from Central and Eastern Europe. Trump will use the occasion to promote U.S. natural gas exports as part of his plan to usher in a new golden age of U.S. energy policy.
These energy exports will create countless jobs for our people and provide true energy security to our friends, partners, and allies all across the globe.
Poland received its first shipment of liquefied natural gas, or LNG, from the U.S. in early June. It was delivered to the country's new LNG terminal on the Baltic Sea, which opened last year. The Polish Prime Minister hopes U.S. energy will reduce her nation's reliance on gas imports from Russia.
Jest tym symbolicznym dniem, kiedy możemy powiedzieć, że Polska rzeczywiście realizuje tę ideę bezpiecznego kraju, bezpiecznego państwa.
Poland gets about 2/3 of its gas from Russia, leaving it vulnerable if Moscow decides to cut supplies. In 2006 and 2009, a pricing dispute between Russia and Ukraine resulted in shortages throughout Eastern Europe. Poland wants to replace Russian deliveries with other sources by 2022, but an American official was unable to say how much would come from U.S. suppliers when asked by a Polish journalist.
We do not have a schedule yet as to how often those shipments will take place. I think that's dependent on your government.
In Warsaw, President Trump will lay out his vision of America's future relationship with Europe. The White House says he will praise Polish courage in a major foreign policy speech in Krasinski Square, site of Poland's failed 1944 uprising against Nazi German occupation. Trump is expected to get a warm welcome from Polish crowds and President Andrzej Duda, who leads one of the most right-wing governments in the European Union. Duda has clashed with other EU leaders over climate change and for refusing to take refugees. And he's faced protests at home for curtailing media freedom and undermining Poland's legal system.
There are some concerns, of course, that Mr. Trump, with his populist rhetoric and divisive style, is going to meet a divisive leader who's won the popular vote in Poland and who's systematically rolled back rule of law and press freedom, something that Mr. Trump seems to sympathize with.
The U.S. has about 900 troops in Poland as part of a rotating NATO deployment, and Warsaw hopes President Trump will reconfirm his commitment to the alliance's presence in Eastern Europe. Poland is only one of 5 NATO nations spending 2% of GDP on defense. That could be held up as an example to other European allies failing to reach that goal in Trump's speech, which the White House says will celebrate Poland's emergence as a European power.